Hello everyone and welcome to the program. I'm Sheon Okimbaloye. A happy independence to you everyone, wherever you are watching Sunday Politics on Channel Television. Critical questions on the nation's journey of 56 years is what gets the most of our attention tonight. But first, let's bring you some interesting story. First and foremost, from Ondo State, where the preparations for the governorship election is becoming more and more interesting. The All Progressives Congress's house appears to be falling apart like a pack of cards. One of the party's strong candidates who came second in the last election, Chief Olushalauke, has dumped the APC for the Alliance for Democracy. Addressing his political associates and the supporters from across the 18 local government areas of the state at his residence in Akure, the state capital, Mr. Oke lamented that some undemocratic forces have hijacked the party at the federal level. He commends all leaders of the APC who have condemned the primary election. He says he decided to step aside in order to actualize the aspiration of the people of Ondo State. Well, we keep tabs on that one and bring you some interesting part of it. It will develop as the days go by. Well, away from Ondo State politics to Edo State, where the election to fill the governorship seats in the state has been concluded, but with several reactions trailing it. Now, of course, we now know that Mr. Godwin Obaseki of the APC is the governor-elect to succeed Mr. Adams Oshiomhole, who has spent 2 terms now. He was declared winner by the umpire INEC in a contest he said to have won with over 300,000 votes to come top, defeating his closest rival and the candidate of the PDP, Mr. Osage Ezeyamo, who polled 253,173 votes. However, Mr. Ezeyamo and his party, the PDP, have rejected the outcome of the election, alleging that the results have been preconceived. Well, take a look at some of the figures as we're broken it down for you in the election. For example, the registered voters, over 1 million registered voters, accredited voters came below that figure, just over 600,000 registered votes. Total number of valid votes came to 582,589, and the total number of rejected votes stands at 30,945. The total number of votes cast, 613,244. We've broken the figure down for you further, for you to get a sense of what all of this means in this chart for you. For example, get a sense of the percentage of the cancellation in the election. And there you go, the percentage of votes gotten received by the APC past senatorial district, just for you to know how he got all of those votes. What about the PDP candidate? Where did he, there you go. You can see where he got those votes from and how he was voted, the percentage of the local government at the senatorial district of the state where he got the most of his votes. Well, let's talk about some other issues, shall we, concerning this election. Cancellations was huge. Look at the number of cancellations per senatorial district in relation to the total number of registered voters based on each of the senatorial districts. Edo North has the highest, followed by Edo Central and Edo South. What are the explanations to some of the cancellations? Some of them are due to what they refer to as over voting, and in some cases there are issues of violence in some areas. Well, some of the other reactions, of course, the candidate of the PDP and the party have rejected the results. Meanwhile, other key members of the party are speaking about the exercise. We caught up with a senator of the PDP representing Edo South constituency in the Senate who believes the exercise was perhaps rigged. Take a listen.
There are too many indices that one uses in, judging an election. And if the outcome, falls short of, majority of the indices, then you say, okay, as a party, you are not accepting. It's very clear that the party has observed that there is no correlation between the field results, that is the EC8A1 results that were taken from the polling units, and of course, what the parties had from their agents and what INEC declared at the World Collation Center, which is the first collation center, before the local government collation center, that there's no correlation between the figures. Because, of course, at the end of our election, figures will start coming in, and I was privileged to be in the situation room of the party when the figures were coming in. And then, of course, the results that were given to the PDP agents at the polling units, are variance, with the collected results by INEC. So the party has come up to say, look, we do not accept these results. And they are still having a detailed, investigation. They have called for all their unit results, from all the polling units in the state, so that they will have a compilation of all the figures, and they will come up to, with the facts, real facts concerning this election. But meanwhile, they have said they have not accepted the results based on, the difference, clear difference that they have seen between the unit results and the world, collected results.
As a voter, you think something was wrong between the polling unit and the collation center, from the point of view of a voter?
Certainly, I want to say that only yesterday I went to INEC to register a protest as a voter, and of course, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, because my own Unit 9 Ward 2 in Oredo local government was cancelled. Somebody stood up when they were doing the collation at INEC to say the two units 8 and 9 in GROA, where I voted with my wife, where General Godunabe voted with the wife, where Reverend Omobude voted with the wife, that those two units were cancelled because of violence. And I felt, as a voter, not only have I, been disenfranchised, I've been dehumanized. And of course, as a responsible Nigerian, I needed to tell the REC that the return officer, whoever came to tell him that there was violence, where you have these respected Nigerians, where we have voted and the place was peaceful, by 3 o'clock the SI had ended and they counted and PDP won, you have said that you have cancelled the result from that unit. I needed to tell him yesterday that what he had done to Nigeria was injustice. And it was shameful.
You think that is a fault of INEC on this?
Of course, certainly.
Are you alleging collusion with the APC?
Certainly. I mean, why? It only means that they wanted the whole process to gravitate itself to a predetermined position. How else? I am from Oredo local government, all right, and Ward 2. If of course the party won in all these units, for instance, in addition, Georgida Primary School, the 3 units, of course, PDP won those units. By 3 o'clock, they had decided that PDP won the 3 units, and by 9 p.m. when they were collating, they had collated 31 out of the 36 units, all right, into the world collation, sheet, and they had transmitted it electronically. When, of course, the APC hoodlums came, scattered the whole place. Of course, it was clear from the results that APC was trailing by 570 votes. They came and they said they have cancelled the units. Even if we are going to cancel the collated, you say the process at collation, you cancelled it. But that does not invalidate the result from the 3 units that were earlier declared at 3 p.m.
Because so the APC is saying the PDP is just a sore loser. That's why they're crying foul.
You see, let me tell you, we can never add value to this process if we all, pose as pretenders. The only way we can add value to this process is for us to face the facts, and lay them and not lie them bare. All right? This is not the first time, if somebody who's, a politician is engaged in this process. Either you win or you lose. But I believe it is more dignifying as a Nigerian that all our actions must add value to our electoral process. If we lose, we lose. It has happened before. But I am saying, for instance, this is not a good thing about our country, about our electoral process. For me and for other respected Nigerians who have voted and you discontinue their votes, and you say, I'm only a bad loser. But I'm only pointing it out. A lot of us really are not too bothered about the end result. But what we are bothered about is all the processes that lead to the end result. If they are not logical, if they lack integrity, then what comes out eventually, of course, we lack the integrity. I'm talking like a Nigerian. All right? Even if it was another party that was complaining, and we see that the process was flawed, of course, we should still say the same thing. But I want to say that this is not the time to say, PDP is a bad loser, APC is a good winner. We're not saying that. But it is very clear that these things don't add up. The process or the processes in the whole process, I mean, in the electoral, voting, or the voting that we did, there was a problem.
Underline your statement, Senator Iroide. Are you saying that this election has been rigged?
I want to say with every sense of responsibility that this election, all right, the results were predetermined.
Has been written before the
election. They were predetermined, that's the truth.
By who do you suspect had done this?
Look. The APC did it in coalition with INEC. I want to tell you, look.
With some elements in INEC or with the leadership of the INEC?
The results that we have, I'm not a newcomer to politics, to Nigerian politics. I've been on this stuff since 1992. All right? I contested senatorial elections in 1992. I'm a senator today. But I want to tell you, so I have seen a whole lot of elections in this country. The voters' turnout that we had on Wednesday was unprecedented. Even the national chairman of the APC said so, Chief John Odige.
But you just had 2% voter turnout.
It is not possible.
Perhaps the lowest.
Listen to me. You see, because when you want to rig an election, you too must look at the statistics, at least preceding the period to the time you're having an election. If, for instance, somebody said in 2012 when we had governorship election, the turnout was 39%. And then, of course, in 2015, the turnout was 32%. And then, of course, the one we have today, 31%. That was how the figures too were tailored by whoever manipulated the figures. But I want to tell you, the voters' turnout that we had on Wednesday was over 50%. Because the people were very determined to exercise their franchise. Okay? But unfortunately, that was beheaded. So if somebody is saying the figures we have is in tandem, it is not true. Because a lot of people turned out. What we recorded in my own polling unit as the total vote cast was unprecedented. We really have never had that since 2011. But for you to say now that you cancelled it because the results outweigh what you have predicted, then you can see that you're already skewing the process.
Senator Matthew Iroide, representing the state and the Senate, speaking about what he says that the exercise may have been rigged. Well, also we sat down to get the other side in this matter with the governor of the state, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole of the APC, and his thoughts about the issues of voter inducement and rigging will interest you. For a moment, take a listen. It's a great pleasure talking to you, Governor Adams Oshiomhole.
My pleasure.
And I must say congratulations on the victory of your party at this election. We had a conversation before the election, and you sounded so sure that your party was going to win this election. So yes. It looks suspicious when the PDP said the result was preconceived.
Well, I've always said this, that PDP is entitled to say whatever it wants to say. I mean, the word rigging was reinforced by PDP over the past 16 years. Perhaps the only clean election that PDP ever supervised, that as happened in Nigeria, was the war conducted by the military in 1999. And in Edo State, it is not for nothing that PDP leaders are described as Mr. Fix. And talking of judicial findings, they were found guilty of rigging me out in 2007. Many of the House of Assembly members were rigged in. These are judicial findings, not speculation. And we have won every election.
All right, Governor Adams Oshiomhole, we'll bring you some other part of that. But we go on a short break. And when we return, it will be time to dissect the Independence Day address of President Muhammadu Buhari. My guest will be talking to Ross. Join us again.